Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. I hope you're doing well. Man, there's a lot of things going on in this country. It's a lot. I don't know if y'all heard, there is a bomb cyclone coming on Christmas Day that's about to hit California. And they were I think San Francisco was in a power outage and it's flooded there. So they're about to really get their behinds handed to them on Christmas Day. Boy, when people say judgment is real, it is real. Now, Donald Trump, and this is what we are here for, he is now going after naturalized citizens. Some of these people, I think they said in this country there's approximately 26 million naturalized citizens. And some of them are saying, look, I never committed a crime. I've been here for 30 years. But even they're afraid. They're afraid because they're right now talking about stripping up to 200 naturalized citizens of their citizenship denaturalization per month. And you know it ain't going to sit at 200. It's going to go way up. It's going to be higher than that. So these folks are scared. They are petrified. And I understand, like I said, some of y'all better consider self-deporting because it is going to be ugly when ICE come after you. So that's what he's talking about. And Donald Trump ain't playing. He really, whenever you hear him talk about what he wants to do with immigration, he is serious. That means they already got plans on the table and they're going to be carrying out this stuff real soon. Just like when he was talking about 3 weeks ago, they were going to go after the Somalians, and the very next day they were up there in Minnesota in their neighborhood. ICE was there going after them. And they're going after those Somalians hard, y'all. They are going after them hard. So now it doesn't matter how long you were here. It doesn't matter. He's just going to start stripping people. So wow, it's going to be ugly for a lot of folks in 2026. This is just the beginning. So y'all, and somebody sent me an article this morning on Cuba, and it was kind of backing up what I told y'all yesterday. It was talking about the starvation that's going on in Cuba. And they said the number of homelessness in Cuba is growing every single day. A lot of people are getting kicked out of their homes because they can't afford it. They can no longer afford to be there. So it's a lot of homelessness there as well. So I'll keep my eye on it. And, if there's any really good updates on it, I will let you know. But yeah, those folks, they're in a bad situation right now in Cuba. And on top of that, Trump is getting these Cubans, especially out of places like Florida, and he's shipping them right back to Cuba. So they're going from their lifestyle here in America to a place that really don't have a lot of electricity. People can't feed themselves. People are homeless. Wow, he doesn't care. Just like he doesn't care about the circumstances in Haiti. He still wants to get those folks out of here. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get started, y'all. And I will be touching on Nicki Minaj and her interviewing with Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA. A lot of people are mad at Nicki Minaj and they're calling her a sellout. And she did she went way overboard and said many things I definitely did not agree with. And it really just reinforce why somebody from the islands cannot speak for us as Americans. That's what it really did. So we'll talk about that a little later. Let me share my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and I wanna thank Alicia Jackson for becoming a new channel member. I deeply appreciate your support for my channel. Thank you.
The Trump administration is planning a major escalation to strip naturalized Americans of their U.S. citizenship. Here's what you need to know. The Trump administration is demanding that USCIS refers anywhere between 100 to 200 denaturalization cases per month to strip people of their citizenship. And if carried out, this is going to be an unprecedented increase in the number of denaturalizations per year in the United States. Just to be clear, so we don't freak anybody out, denaturalization is only permitted in very narrow circumstances. When the person who is now the U.S. citizen committed fraud in the naturalization process. They hid something from the U.S. government that had the U.S. government known, they would never have made them a U.S. citizen. To put 100 to 200 denaturalization cases per month in perspective, in the last 8 or 9 years, the U.S. has averaged less than 10 denaturalization cases every year, sometimes less than 5. And USCIS officials are saying that the Trump administration is demanding these quotas. They have to find 100 to 200 people every month to denaturalize. Now, also to be clear, from the lawyer's perspective, denaturalization is a demanding federal court process. Just because immigration wants to denaturalize you doesn't mean it happens. You have to go to federal court, have a full trial, and there is a huge, high burden by the U.S. government to strip somebody of their U.S. citizenship. The government not only has to prove that the person lied, but it was material to whether or not they would have become a U.S. citizen. So if the Trump administration plans on doing this, they have just freaked out 26 million naturalized Americans living in the United States. And I wonder how many of those 26 million naturalized Americans living in the United States who are freaking out are still.
Breaking immigration news. The Trump administration just announced that stripping Americans of their citizenship just became one of its top 5 enforcement priorities. Naturalization. The Trump administration is targeting naturalized citizens, 25 million Americans who weren't born here but became citizens later. Here is what is terrifying. They are doing this through civil courts, not criminal courts, which means the only way that you'll get a lawyer is if you go out and hire one yourself at your own expense. Civil court also means a lower burden of proof, and so it's easier for them to win. They already stripped one person's citizenship just last week, a UK national who's a military veteran. And this isn't just about criminals. It's about terrorizing immigrants and their communities and redefining who gets to be an American. Follow me for more information because, unfortunately, this is just the beginning.
Full credit to the New York Times on this one, but on Tuesday, there was an internal guidance that was released to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services that basically mandated them to be referring 100 to 200 potential denaturalization cases to the Office of Litigation per month in the fiscal year of 2026. This is that New York Times article, and it says, if the cases are successful, it would represent a massive escalation of denaturalization in the modern era, according to experts. These are the rules for denaturalization right now. So procurement of naturalization by concealing a fact or misrepresenting a fact. So during your naturalization process, if you lied about something, that is something that they can go back and relitigate and reopen the case and figure out what's going on there. Also, if they find out after the fact that you're a terrorist or a communist, they can also revoke your citizenship as well. And sometimes they make mistakes. If you weren't eligible for naturalization in the first place, but somehow you mistakenly got it, they can also go back in and take it away as well.
Oh, wait. We have some major news right now. The Trump administration is launching a significant effort to strip citizenship from Americans living in the United States through a denaturalization process while promoting the idea of reimmigration, a far right concept to make America more white. Ever since the two National Guard members were shot in Washington, D.C. this week, one of which was tragically killed, Donald Trump and Stephen Miller have been working overtime to essentially put together a plan to limit immigration to the United States of America.
Mhm. Are we now starting to connect the dots on the DC shooting and the prom players? Makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? Tell you exactly what to do and say. Nothing is ever a coincidence.
The Trump administration would like to strip citizenship from more people. Should you be worried about this? They have recently instructed USCIS to refer 100 to 200 cases per month of individuals who they believe to have committed fraud or misrepresented during the naturalization process, and that these individuals should be stripped of their citizenship. However, this intense ramping up of denaturalization doesn't really make any sense because historically, the government has only been able to handle 120 cases since 2017. Furthermore, it is incredibly complex and difficult to denaturalize individuals, and the Department of Justice, their civil division, they don't have enough people who are qualified to bring these types of cases against US citizens. There are 26 million naturalized citizens out there, and I do not want you to worry about this. I have a lot of resources out there about denaturalization. We're going to link to some of those resources here. Watch the videos to get a better understanding of how denaturalization works and why you should not worry about being denaturalized.
Y'all, it's over. It's over, y'all. There's nothing else we can do. Like, Congress not going to do nothing. Senate not going to do nothing. The people that voted for him said that they don't really care. They just whip whatever he fucking say. And I know that we all seen it, but I'm finally to the point where I'm just like, all right, man, it's over. Because, like, Trump administration aims to strip more foreign-born American citizenships. It's just like, for what? We paying for lawyers for this. Our tax dollars is going to ICE agents and paying for lawyers to strip people of their citizenship for what? These people done worked hard to pass that test, kept their nose clean, stayed out of trouble, didn't break no laws, and you just want to strip that? Who the fuck even thinks about shit like that? Who wakes up thinking like that? And we keep on telling y'all he racist, and y'all still saying he not racist. He literally just watched the video.
I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries. Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime. The only thing they're good at is going after ships. Think of it, from hundreds of miles away, we have the
Donald Trump now has a quota to denaturalize American citizens. It is not about anything in terms of enforcement of immigration law, about keeping America safe, about protecting our economy. It is a naked, aggressive war on immigrants. It is Steve Miller's nightmare for the rest of the country turned reality. And even with all of this attention to it, I still don't think it's generating enough outrage, enough concern, because people don't realize the depth of this problem. Never before in American history, in recent American history, have we seen a president go so all out to go after immigrant communities. We must speak up, and we must stop this in its tracks.
Breaking news. The Trump administration is planning to strip citizenship from thousands of naturalized citizens. Your passport could be next. Based on an internal USCIS guidance that was just announced today by the New York Times, the USCIS was instructed to refer every month between 100 and 200 potential denaturalization cases. You heard it, 200 cases per month. In the past 20 years, only 100 cases were considered for denaturalization. Now they want 200 cases per month. Which naturalized citizens are at risk? Number one, if you unlawfully obtained your citizenship through lies, fraud, and misrepresentation. They're going to be tracking thousands of files to determine if there was fraud. It's not that simple to denaturalize somebody. This campaign could send fear to more than 35 million naturalized citizens. When is this going to start? Early 2026, unless stopped by the court. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So
I think there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be forced to look over their shoulders when they leave the house. Not only that, but their children too. You remember they raid schools too. So, yeah. So it's going to be a trip in this country. Yeah, the land is definitely being cleared out. And Donald Trump is closing up all the loose ends. If you notice, he's making, when he pulls and pauses certain things, that mess is permanent. He's making it almost impossible for 36, and it's probably a growing list, nations to ever get back in here again. He's making it impossible for these people to come back here. Y'all, it's going to be a trip. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of ICE raid videos to be showing y'all in 2026. I'm sure there'll be no shortage. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude. If I do the one on Nicki Minaj, more than likely it'll be like around 4:45. So I just need time to put it together. So I will see you then. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you share the live streams. And I thank you so much for your support. I deeply appreciate it. Shalom, family.